Hi guys, welcome to Reen's Place. Tonight we are making an apple cider donut cake. It's made in a bundt cake. You can use a regular bundt cake and it'll look like a giant apple cider donut, but I am using my new, I know I'm making apple, but this is my new pumpkin bundt cake pan, so I'm going to use this. And before we begin, I've already done it, but preheat your oven to 350 degrees. And this is a simple recipe because it starts out with a base of yellow cake mix. I have the butter recipe one, but same thing. Okay, let's get started. I'm just going to spray my pan with some of this Pam baking made with flour. So we're going to spray the pan good, especially this one because it's got lots of nooks and crannies. And I don't know if this is a 10 or 12 cup. I think it's a 10 cup one, which is fine. You can use a 10 or a 12 cup bundt pan for this recipe. Okay, so this is super easy. You could do this in a bowl and use a hand mixer or by hand, but I'm just gonna throw everything in my KitchenAid. So we have one yellow cake mix. You know what? Let me just grab my scissors. It'll be that much quicker. Okay, so you just, again, dump your cake mix in there. Then you're going to use 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. You're going to use, how much does this say? It says a teaspoon of vanilla, but I'm just going to put that in there. You're going to need a half a cup of applesauce. I have some home canned applesauce, so that's what I'm going to be using. Let's find my opener. Okay, so half a cup of that. You grab a little spatula. Where did I put my spatula? Okay. I'm just going to check the amount. I believe it's a half a cup. It smells so good. I love apples. I love apples like applesauce, fresh apples, not so much apple pie. Yes, a half a cup. Sorry about that. Turn that off so that doesn't happen again. Okay. Then we're going to do 1 cup of apple cider. This is my homemade apple juice, apple cider. It tastes like apple cider. And they say make sure you use cider and not juice. But again, since mine is the homemade, that's what I'm using. You're going to use a cup of that. They say a 1/4 teaspoon or as much as you want of cinnamon. And I'm going to put a little more in because I know that's going to make it taste good. And then 3 eggs. Let me rinse my hands quick. Okay. I'm going to put this on. If I pull the bowl up, it will work better. And we're just going to do this until it's combined. We don't want to over stir it. Okay, let's see. Move it over here. Let's see. sure it all, it's all good. Oh, see that? I hit a pocket on the bottom. I'm just going to finish this off by hand. Sometimes you hit those little dry pockets on the bottom of your, that's my, okay. And now all we're doing is we're going to pour this into our bundt pan. Okay. Put in there a little bit. I'll just wipe that off. And we are all set. That's going to go into my preheated 350-degree oven, and we're going to check it back in 40 to 45 minutes, and then I'll bring you back. Okay guys, I'm back. The cake baked for 45 minutes, and I've also had it resting here for 15, and as you can see, this was way too big of a pan. So probably just go with your regular bundt cake pan next time, which is what I will do. But it smells incredible, and I'm about to turn it out on to the wire rack, and I hope I don't mess it up, but it is what it is. It smells delicious. Even if I ruin it, it'll still taste good. Okay, ready? This pan is kind of hot as well. Oh, it's so pretty. I have to show you. This pan is burning hot, but that did great. That Baker's Joy. Is that what I used? Let me see. No, I used the Pam baking one. I use Baker's Joy sometimes, but I've been getting the Pam at my local store. But it looks beautiful. I don't know if you could see. I'm going to try to get you closer. Isn't that neat, that pan? It looks like little pumpkins. Okay, cool. So let me just show you the next and last part for this recipe. It is, again, an apple cider donut. So I'm going to let this cool a little more. But what I did do while I was waiting for that to come out, I melted a quarter cup, which is half a stick of butter. And I'm just letting that come back to room temperature. And then I also have a quarter cup of white sugar. And it says to add a teaspoon of cinnamon. Again, I'm just going to eyeball this. That looks good. Let me grab a little spoon. Actually, I'll just use one of my, I'll use them. You're going to mix this up. I'm going to let this cake cool another 15 minutes. And then what we're going to do is we're going to brush it with butter. I don't know how this is supposed to do it. From what I read, you brush it with butter, and then you take your hands and sprinkle the cinnamon sugar on it and kind of press it around the sides. So we'll try to do that in 15 minutes. Okay, we're back. It's been another 15 minutes, and my husband is patiently waiting to try this before bedtime. So I'm just following the directions. I don't want to put too much butter on and make it soggy, but you do want the cinnamon sugar to stick to it. So I'm just going to give it a light coating here. Let's see. Again, this would be easier with a not so decorative pan, but it would not look as pretty. I look like I have a crack right there. This smells so good. Okay. I don't know why they tell you to, I mean, this is a lot of butter, and I barely used any. So I don't know why they have you melt so much. I guess we'll just go for it and see what sticks, and think it doesn't really matter so long as it tastes good. And I have a piece of wax paper underneath to make it for an easier cleanup. I don't know how much that's going to really help, but I think that's all I want to put on it. I don't want to overdo it too much. Let's see what we got here. Here. I think it looks pretty good. Let's see how it tastes. I'm just taking a quick picture for my thumbnail. Okay, let's cut this. Chuck, you want to grab a couple of forks? We'll give this a whirl.
Small piece.
Well, I'm cutting like pumpkin. Each pumpkin is a piece. Okay. Let's see. Chuck and I are both going to try this. It looks nice and moist in the middle. You know what? Turn on that big light for me. I keep forgetting about that. I don't know if that made any difference or not, but I'm going to give that to Chuck to try. And I'm going to cut myself a piece. Let's try it. Super moist. It's good. It reminds me of something. It's not as appley as I thought it would be. So I was thinking this might also be good if you were to use a spice cake rather than a I like this though because it's not overly, like, you probably like more apple, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can also make for this, I just got the apple taste. You can also make with this a apple cider glaze, which they call it a dipping sauce that you drizzle on each piece, but I honestly thought it was going to be too sweet for it. All in all, a very good recipe. I would definitely make this again. I would probably make it into the regular pan just so that it would fit better, but I love the way this turned out, how it looks. So I think I will be trying my pumpkin bread recipe in here. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you give this recipe a try. I will include in the directions the part for the dipping glaze, which is the apple cider. It's basically just powdered sugar and apple cider. You mix it together and you, again, drizzle it on your slices. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. That really does help our channel. Also, share this video with your friends, and if you haven't done so, please hit the red subscribe button. I've started doing the Mini Food Mondays every other Monday, so we didn't have one this week yet, so we'll have one next week. So make sure you check in for that. Thanks so much for watching. See you next week.